Hello, my name is Hanum Rahmanova. My student ID 18002121. My program is Information Systems, and in this video I'm going to present my Intro to Data Science project. For analyzing, I chose the dataset, which can be used for the impact of the COVID-19 vaccination on the new cases in Russia. So as you can see, the initial dataset consists of the 8 columns and 131 rows. So the dataset contains the data such as date, new cases, total deaths, new deaths, total vaccinations, people vaccinated, and people fully vaccinated. So just to make clear, what are the difference between the last 3 columns is that people fully vaccinated are those who took 2 doses of the vaccine. People vaccinated are those who took only 1 dose and not fully vaccinated. And the total vaccinations are actually the sum of people vaccinated and people fully vaccinated. So before performing the normalization and regression analysis, I had to do the clear data preparation. So firstly, I analyzed the dataset and I found out that there are some missing values in the last 3 columns, which are total vaccinations, people vaccinated, and people fully vaccinated. So I decided to delete the last 2 columns. For the 2 reasons. First of all is that the percentage of the missing values exceeded more than 50%. And the second one is that the columns of people vaccinated and people fully vaccinated are actually the sum of the column total vaccinations. So these data are not so important since we already have the column of total vaccinations. However, the column total vaccinations also had 9 missing values. So in order to fill the missing values, I used the Excel random number generator, where I just had to choose some rows before the missing values and then just to pull down on the missing value. And the Excel analyzed the pattern that was in the previous rows and inserted some random values, as you can see it here. So I didn't use the method of inserting the means, since you can see that the data in the column is arranged in the increasing order, so Excel number randomizer was the best option here. So moving to the next slide, and here is normalization analysis. So first of all, why I used the normalization. As you can see, the most data are of different range and causing difficulty to visualize trends in a single scale. So in order to ease the process of further analyzing the data, we need to perform the normalization. And a simple way to normalize the data points are through knowing the maximum and minimum value of each column within the data range by using this formula, as you can see here. So then I performed the regression analysis in order to understand if we can use this data to make prediction and analyze it. So in the regression analysis, which was performed on the dataset before the normalization, we can see that the R square is 80. The R square, which is actually answered the question, how much of the data does this model explain, is 80%. But the standard error is quite high, so to the fact that it was done before the normalization, and as I said before, the columns had a wide range of values, which is result of high result of standard error. So here we can see in the regression, which was done after the normalization, the R square remained the same, 80%, but a standard error is low, which is good. So as we understood, all these columns are correlated, which means all columns have impact on new cases. But the question is how total vaccinations correlated with new cases. This we can identify by looking at our p-value here, which shows that the total vaccination has an impact but less significant in comparison to others. So here I wanted to present the linear graph, which is about the relationship between total vaccination and new cases in Russia. And as we know, the 2020 is the year when the COVID-19 just started to spread and there was no vaccination until the December of 2020 in Russia. So then we can follow the tendency that when the vaccination just started to rise, the number of COVID-19 new cases decreased. However, on June 2021, you can see the slight increase in the number of cases, and it happened because the government lifted MCO and more than half of population of Russia still refused to do the vaccination. So then the government implemented the new rules for those people who are not vaccinated, and now they are not allowed to go to the restaurants, and after that the number of vaccination increased and also the number of cases slightly decreased, as we can see here. So for the conclusion, I want to say that according to my research and data analysis, vaccine plays an important role in the number of cases in Russia. Since the COVID-19 vaccination started mostly this year, it would be better to perform the same analysis at the end of this year, since more people will be vaccinated, and it will be more accurate since we will have more data to perform our analysis. And that is all for my presentation. Thank you so much for your attention.